What we're doing is cutting some insulators into the primary conductor so we can isolate the primary circuit that way, keep all the customers hot back here, and isolate that section of line for the wire transfer on the new poles down there. It's one of the best jobs on the planet. I love doing what we do. It's sometimes lousy weather, sometimes great weather. You know, the work that we get to do, transferring hot wire, you know, we have one of the coolest jobs on the planet. Our job is the best job with this company.
Jeremy's story, like the other 1,200 plus employees of Pacific Power, begins in the summer of 1910 with a former Naval Academy cadet named Sidney Z. Mitchell. Combining together several financially young and struggling electric companies, Mitchell formed the nucleus of Pacific Power. Soon, the name Pacific Power and Light Company began showing up on office windows in northwest towns like Astoria, Pendleton, Yakima, and Walla Walla. The fledgling enterprise served just over 7,000 customers in these 4 communities. Today, a century later, as Pacific Power celebrates our 100-year anniversary, we have 30,000 miles of power lines that reach out to more than 700,000 customers in 3 states. We provide safe, reliable, and affordable power 24/7, essential to run businesses and build communities in our region, and keep our homes warm and bright. Things are vastly different from our early days, when the lights went off at 10 p.m. because the local plant operator went home.
There was a job for a journeyman lineman, a tree trimmer. Never trimmed a tree in my life. Oh, well, I can handle that. Well, that's in Albany. You'd like that place. We had to look it up on the map to find out where it was. The biggest changes that I can see is these hydraulic lifts that linemen use now. We had to climb all the poles with the hooks and belt. Burn a pole once in a while, and you'd have to go and get the slivers pulled out of your chest. But other than that, it wasn't too bad.
Through 2 world wars, 1 Great Depression, New Deals, more than a dozen recessions, and dramatically changing electric needs, Pacific Power has adapted and grown with ingenuity and the determination of its people to always serve its customers.
I can remember being on a storm in Albany, and when we pulled up on the job, we pulled up, made the turn on this road, and as far as we could see down the road, every pole and every span of wire was on the ground. And to make that corner, see that many poles and that much wire on the ground, we knew that was going to end up, that was going to be a long shift.
In the early days, to stimulate demand for electricity, Pacific Power actually sold electric appliances. They even taught people how to use these new cutting-edge products.
We were trying to teach how to get the most for your electric dollar. Don't turn on your big oven to cook something you can do in skillet. Well, when I did become Poly Pacific, it was a joy. I had a good time. I got a new car, fistful of credit cards, and just all kinds of goodies. Sometimes when you are in Safeways or Fred Meyer's or wherever you are, they will ask you, "Aren't you Geneva Jones?" "Yes." "Why aren't you still on television?" "Because I'm old."
Now, as proof that time changes everything, Pacific Power became the first utility in the nation to promote energy efficiency.
We said, well, what about conservation? What about going into homes and actually investigating steps that could be taken to reduce the demand for power? The interesting thing was there were several senators at the federal level who had been sort of the enemy. They didn't like utilities. They made a point of coming to various members of our organization and saying how proud they were of what we had done.
As our customers were finding new ways to use electricity, Pacific Power was developing new ways to generate it. We began with power plants driven by steam engines. We engineered one of the nation's most revolutionary hydroelectric systems and harnessed the power of thermal energy. Today, we're also harvesting clean energy from the wind, using the Earth's natural heat, and capturing the power of the sun.
What a great time to be in our industry. We will see new technologies. Solar will gain traction. We will hopefully see new energy storage capabilities that will allow us to back up intermittent resources in ways that are economic and efficient. I mean, it'll be really, really fun to see how this develops.
Pacific